Who was the only Premier of an Australian state, New South Wales, to be dismissed from office by the state governor in 1932? Jack Lang. Jack Lang, Premier of New South Wales, was dismissed by Governor Philip Game in 1932 during the Great Depression. This unprecedented constitutional crisis occurred when Lang refused to pay interest on British loans, challenging the federal government and constitutional conventions. What was the name of the first permanent English settlement in North America? Jamestown. Jamestown, founded in 1607 in the colony of Virginia, was the first permanent English settlement in North America. It served as the capital of the colony for 83 years and played a crucial role in early American colonial history. Which element is contained in the molecules of organic compounds? Carbon. Carbon is the fundamental element present in all organic compounds, forming the backbone of complex molecules essential for life. Its unique ability to form stable bonds with itself and other elements allows for the vast diversity of organic chemistry. Kwaito is a music genre which originated in which country? South Africa. Kwaito is a music genre that emerged in South Africa during the 1990s, blending house music with local African sounds and often featuring spoken lyrics. It became a powerful voice for post-apartheid youth culture, reflecting the social and political changes of the time. Who wrote the 1851 novel, Moby Dick? Herman Melville. Herman Melville's Moby Dick, or The Whale, published in 1851, is a classic American novel considered one of the great American novels. The allegorical tale chronicles Captain Ahab's obsessive pursuit of the white whale, Moby Dick, exploring themes of obsession, good versus evil, and the human condition. The 1986 autobiography, Going Solo, is by which British author? Roald Dahl. Going Solo is Roald Dahl's 1986 autobiographical account of his adventures as a young man in Africa and his experiences as an RAF fighter pilot during World War II. It serves as a prequel to his earlier autobiography, Boy, Tales of Childhood, offering insight into the formative years of the celebrated children's author. In food, E330 is better known by what name? Citric acid. E330 is the E-number designation for citric acid, a naturally occurring organic acid found in citrus fruits. It is widely used as a food additive for its tart flavor, preservative properties, and as an antioxidant, playing a crucial role in many processed foods and beverages. What type of animal is referred to as a silverback? Gorilla. A silverback is an adult male gorilla, easily identifiable by the distinctive saddle of white or silvery hair on its back. This term is primarily used for mountain and eastern lowland gorillas, signifying their dominant status within a troop. In which month is Guy Fawkes Night celebrated? November. Guy Fawkes Night, also known as Bonfire Night, is celebrated annually on November 5th, primarily in the United Kingdom. It commemorates the foiling of the Gunpowder Plot in 1605, an attempt by Guy Fawkes and other conspirators to blow up the Houses of Parliament. What is the capital city of the U.S. state of Florida? Tallahassee. Tallahassee is the capital city of the U.S. state of Florida. Located in the Florida Panhandle, it serves as the center for state government, including the Florida state capital, and is a significant hub for trade and agriculture in the region. In 2002, what type of craft did Steve Fawcett use to become the first solo person to circumnavigate the world non-stop and single-handed? Hot air balloon. In 2002, Steve Fawcett made history by becoming the first person to complete a solo, non-stop circumnavigation of the world in a hot air balloon. His successful journey in the Spirit of Freedom capsule, lasting over 13 days, covered more than 33,000 kilometers and set numerous aviation records. Which English artist and poet was known for his unique and elaborate self-introductions? Edward Lear. Edward Lear, 1812 to 1888, was an English artist, illustrator, musician, author, and poet, renowned for his literary nonsense in poetry and prose, especially his limericks. He is celebrated for popularizing the limerick form and for his eccentric personality, which often included playful self-introductions. In which branch of Judaism do Reform or liberal synagogues permit men and women to sit together during services? Reform or liberal Judaism. In traditional Orthodox Judaism, men and women typically sit separately during synagogue services, often with a mechitzah, partition, dividing them. Reform and liberal Judaism, however, embrace gender equality in worship and other aspects of religious life, allowing mixed seating, reflecting their progressive theological interpretations and modern social values. In November 1990, Mian Nawaz Sharif assumed the position of Prime Minister in which Asian country? Pakistan. Mian Muhammad Nawaz Sharif served as the Prime Minister of Pakistan for 3 non-consecutive terms, from 1990 to 1993, 1997 to 1998, and 2013 to 2017. His political career has significantly shaped Pakistan's domestic and foreign policies, marking a crucial period in the nation's democratic history. Which major island in Southeast Asia is politically divided among the nations of Brunei, Malaysia, and Indonesia? Borneo. Borneo is the 3rd largest island in the world and the largest in Asia. It is politically divided, with 3 nations sharing its territory: Malaysia, states of Sabah and Sarawak; Indonesia, provinces of Kalimantan, and the sovereign state of Brunei Darussalam. This geographical division reflects a complex colonial history and subsequent post-colonial developments in the region. What is the specific ology that denotes the study or search for animals whose existence has not been scientifically confirmed, such as the Yeti or the Loch Ness Monster? Cryptozoology. Cryptozoology is a pseudoscience and subculture that aims to prove the existence of cryptids, which are animals whose existence is unproven. While not recognized as a legitimate scientific discipline, it involves the investigation of folklore, sightings, and alleged evidence of creatures like Bigfoot, the chupacabra, and various sea monsters, often blending elements of zoology, anthropology, and mythology. Who was the father of Princess Charlotte of Wales, whose mother was Caroline of Brunswick? King George IV. Princess Charlotte of Wales was the only legitimate child of King George IV, then Prince Regent, and his estranged wife, Caroline of Brunswick. Her death in childbirth in 1817 prompted a succession crisis, as she was second in line to the throne after her father. In which continent is the Amazon rainforest primarily located? South America. The Amazon rainforest is the largest tropical rainforest globally, primarily located in South America. It spans across 9 countries, with the majority of its area within Brazil, playing a crucial role in global climate regulation and biodiversity. In which decade of the 20th century was a capital city officially designated for Wales? 1950s, specifically 1955. Cardiff was officially proclaimed the capital city of Wales in 1955. This formal recognition marked a significant moment for Welsh national identity and administration, solidifying its status within the United Kingdom. Jaffa, an ancient port city, is located in which modern country? Israel. Jaffa, or Yaffo, is an ancient port city on the Mediterranean coast, now part of Tel Aviv-Yaffo in Israel. It has a rich history spanning millennia, mentioned in biblical texts and serving as a crucial maritime hub throughout various empires. What type of flesh does a pescatarian consume? Fish. A pescatarian is an individual who abstains from eating all meat and poultry but consumes fish and seafood. This dietary choice is often made for health, environmental, or ethical reasons. Which Asian country is colloquially referred to as the Land of Smiles? Thailand. Thailand is widely known as the Land of Smiles due to the prevalent friendly demeanor of its people and the warm hospitality extended to visitors. This epithet reflects the cultural emphasis on politeness and inner peace in Thai society. The Shaftesbury Memorial in London is popularly known by which name? Eros. The Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain, located in Piccadilly Circus, London, is commonly known as Eros due to the statue of Anteros, depicted as a winged archer, which crowns the monument. It was erected in 1892-93 to commemorate the philanthropist Anthony Ashley Cooper, 7th Earl of Shaftesbury. What is the typical shape of an ingot? Rectangular. An ingot is a piece of relatively pure material, usually metal, cast into a shape suitable for further processing. Ingots are typically rectangular or trapezoidal blocks, designed for ease of handling and subsequent shaping operations like rolling or forging. Rothschild, Kurdofan, Nubian, and Rhodesian are all subspecies of which animal? Giraffe. These names refer to distinct subspecies of giraffe, Giraffa camelopardalis, primarily identified by their geographical distribution and unique coat patterns. Conservation efforts often focus on these specific subspecies due to varying population numbers and threats across Africa. Akane is a variety of which fruit? Apple. Akane is a popular cultivar of apple, known for its crisp texture and tart sweet flavor. It is a cross between the Jonathan and Worcester Pearmain varieties, originating in Japan in 1937. In 2011, which South American country banned the sale of alcohol for 3 days after 21 people died as a result of drinking contaminated liquor? Ecuador. In 2011, Ecuador faced a public health crisis when contaminated liquor caused multiple deaths, leading the government to impose a 3-day alcohol ban. This measure aimed to prevent further fatalities and allow authorities to investigate and control the illicit alcohol supply. ET is the international vehicle registration of which country? Egypt. The International Vehicle Registration Code, ET, officially designates Egypt. These codes are used on vehicles for identification when driven in foreign countries, as per the Geneva Convention on Road Traffic and Vienna Convention on Road Traffic. Sometimes called a mercy seat, what is the name of the small wooden shelf on the underside of a folding seat in a church? Misericord. A misericord is a small wooden shelf attached to the underside of a hinged, folding seat in a choir stall, primarily found in medieval churches. When the seat is folded up, the misericord provides a narrow ledge on which a person can lean, offering a measure of comfort during long periods of standing or kneeling, hence its association with mercy. The Idle Working Men's Club is in the village of Idle in which English city suburb? Bradford. The village of Idle, home to the Idle Working Men's Club, is located within the metropolitan borough of the city of Bradford in West Yorkshire, England. Working men's clubs are a historical part of British social culture, traditionally providing affordable leisure and entertainment for working-class communities. Which fruit is traditionally used in the recipe for Liverpool tart? Lemon. Liverpool tart is a traditional dessert originating from Liverpool, England, famously featuring lemon as its primary fruit. This classic tart typically consists of a pastry base filled with a sweet lemon custard or curd, often topped with meringue or a lattice of pastry. After the mutiny on the Bounty, Captain Bligh and several of his crew were set afloat in a small boat in which they journeyed to which island? Timor. The mutiny on the Bounty occurred in 1789, where a mutiny against Captain William Bligh led to him and loyal crew members being set adrift. They remarkably navigated over 3,500 nautical miles in a small open boat to reach Timor, then a Dutch colonial outpost. This event is a significant historical account of survival and naval history. Lake Mamre and Lake Dravsko are in which European country? Poland. Lake Mamre and Lake Dravsko are two prominent freshwater lakes located in Poland. Lake Mamre is part of the Masurian Lake District in northeastern Poland, while Lake Dravsko is in the West Pomeranian Voivodeship, known for its depth and recreational value. These lakes are significant geographical features of the country. Waverley is the title of the first prose novel by which British historical novelist, poet? Sir Walter Scott. Waverley, 1814, is considered the first historical novel, written by the renowned Scottish author Sir Walter Scott. It initiated the tradition of historical fiction, profoundly influencing subsequent novelists. The novel is set during the Jacobite Rising of 1745 and explores themes of loyalty, history, and national identity. Gorgonzola cheese is from which country? Italy. Gorgonzola is a veined Italian blue cheese, made from unskimmed cow's milk. Originating from the town of Gorgonzola in Lombardy, Italy, it is characterized by its pungent aroma and creamy texture. This cheese holds a protected designation of origin, PDO, status, ensuring its authenticity and traditional production methods. Lonicera is the Latin name for which garden plant? Honeysuckle. Lonicera is the botanical genus name for honeysuckle, a widely recognized flowering plant. Known for its fragrant, tubular flowers and often sweet nectar, honeysuckle species are popular ornamental plants and are also significant for wildlife. The genus includes both climbing vines and erect shrubs found across the northern hemisphere. In nature, Greco, Ostro, Libeccio and Sirocco are all types of what? Winds. Greco, Ostro, Libeccio, and Sirocco are all regional names for various types of winds, predominantly found in the Mediterranean region. These winds are known for their distinct characteristics, often influenced by local topography and pressure systems, impacting weather and navigation. For example, the Sirocco is a hot, dry wind originating from the Sahara Desert, carrying dust into southern Europe. Suva is the capital of which South Pacific island nation? Fiji. Suva is the capital and largest city of Fiji, an island nation located in Melanesia in the South Pacific Ocean. It serves as Fiji's main port, economic hub, and the political center of the country. What was the first name of the wife of U.S. President George Washington? Martha. Martha Dandridge Custis Washington was the wife of George Washington, the first President of the United States. As the inaugural First Lady, she played a significant social role in the early days of the American Republic. Dungeness is a headland located on the coast of which English county? Kent. Dungeness is a large shingle headland on the coast of Kent, England, noted for its unique geomorphology. It is home to a nuclear power station and is designated as a national nature reserve due to its distinctive flora and fauna. Urtication is the use of which plant to stimulate the skin? Nettle. Urtication refers to the stinging effect caused by contact with nettle plants, particularly species like *Urtica dioica. The plant's stinging hairs inject a cocktail of chemicals, including histamine, acetylcholine, and serotonin, which cause a burning sensation and skin irritation. Historically, urtication has been used in some traditional medicines for its counter-irritant properties, often applied for conditions like rheumatism. U.S. author Truman Streckfus Persons is better known by what name? Truman Capote. Truman Capote was a prominent American novelist, short story writer, screenwriter, and playwright. He is best known for his novellas, Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1958, and In Cold Blood, 1966, which is considered a seminal work of narrative nonfiction. Capote adopted his stepfather's surname, Capote, early in his literary career. Which English county is known as the Red Rose County? Lancashire. Lancashire is an English county historically recognized as the Red Rose County. This designation stems from the Red Rose of Lancaster, which served as the emblem of the House of Lancaster during the 15th century Wars of the Roses. The red rose continues to be a prominent symbol representing the county in various contexts. Pineapple, armadillo, and fluke are all types of which musical instrument? Ukulele. The ukulele is a small, four-stringed musical instrument belonging to the lute family, originating in Hawaii. Pineapple, armadillo, and fluke refer to distinct body shapes as specific models that influence the instrument's sound and aesthetic characteristics. The pineapple shape, for instance, offers a unique tonal quality and volume compared to the more traditional figure-8 design. Which English city is known as Glos? Gloucester. Gloucester is a historic city and district located in the county of Gloucestershire, England. The colloquial abbreviation, GLOS, is a common informal term used by residents and locals to refer to the city. Gloucester is well known for its impressive Norman cathedral and its rich Roman and medieval history. Which opera by Mozart is said to have revealed secrets of the Freemasons? The Magic Flute. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's opera, The Magic Flute, Die Zauberflöte, is renowned for its rich symbolism and is widely interpreted as reflecting Masonic ideals and rituals. Mozart himself was a Freemason, and the opera's narrative and characters often align with Masonic teachings and practices. What was the former name of the Royal Pavilion in Brighton? The Marine Pavilion. The Royal Pavilion in Brighton, an iconic example of Indo-Saracenic architecture, was originally built as a seaside villa for George, Prince of Wales, later King George IV. It was initially known as the Marine Pavilion before its extensive transformation into the Grand Palace seen today. What type of creature is a godwit? Bird. A godwit is a large, long-legged, long-billed wading bird belonging to the genus Lamosa. These birds are well known for their impressive migratory journeys, with some species undertaking some of the longest non-stop flights of any bird. Which Roman numerals depict the year 1991? MCMXCI. Roman numerals represent the year 1991 as MCMXCI. In this system, M stands for 1000, CM for 900, 1000 to 100, XC for 90, 100 to 10, and I for 1. The world's oldest original model village is in which English county? Buckinghamshire. Berkonscott Model Village and Railway, located in Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire, England, holds the distinction of being the world's oldest original model village. It first opened to the public in 1929, showcasing intricate miniature landscapes and buildings. The Blenheim cocktail was created for the 90th birthday of which British politician? Winston Churchill. The Blenheim cocktail was reportedly created to commemorate the 90th birthday of Sir Winston Churchill, the influential British statesman and former Prime Minister. Churchill was born at Blenheim Palace, from which the cocktail likely derives its name, reflecting his historical connection. Which is the largest island of Asia? Borneo. Borneo is the largest island in Asia and the third largest island in the world, located in Southeast Asia. It is politically divided among three nations: Indonesia, Kalimantan, Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, and Brunei. Helena is the capital of which US state? Montana. Montana is a US state located in the western United States. Helena is its capital city, and it is the third most populous state capital in the US. What is the national animal of Greenland? Polar bear. The polar bear, Ursus maritimus, is the national animal of Greenland, an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. This iconic Arctic predator is well adapted to life in the extreme cold and is a significant symbol of the region's wildlife and environment. Margaret Thatcher, former British Prime Minister, was elected as Conservative MP for which London borough in 1959? Finchley. Margaret Thatcher, a prominent figure in British politics, was first elected as a Member of Parliament for Finchley in 1959. She served as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990, becoming the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. Wet chemical, dry powder, CO2, and foam are all types of which appliance? Fire extinguisher. Fire extinguishers are active fire protection devices used to extinguish or control small fires in emergency situations. Different types of extinguishers, such as wet chemical, dry powder, CO2, and foam, are designed for specific classes of fires based on the fuel source. Da Nang International Airport and Tan Son Nhat International Airport are located in which Asian country? Vietnam. Da Nang International Airport and Tan Son Nhat International Airport are two of the busiest international airports in Vietnam. Tan Son Nhat, located in Ho Chi Minh City, is the largest in the country, serving as a major gateway for international and domestic travel. The Tapka Dam is in which country? Syria. The Tapka Dam, also known as the Euphrates Dam, is the largest dam in Syria, located on the Euphrates River upstream from the city of Raqqa. It plays a crucial role in hydroelectric power generation and irrigation for agricultural purposes in the region. Bikram, Anusara, Kundalini and Iyengar are all types of which activity? Yoga. Bikram, Anusara, Kundalini, and Iyengar are distinct styles of yoga, an ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice originating in India. Each style emphasizes different aspects, such as specific sequences, alignment, breathwork, or spiritual focus, appealing to diverse practitioners. What was the relationship between British monarch Queen Victoria and Prince Albert before their marriage? First cousin. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert were first cousins, both being grandchildren of Duke Francis of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld. Their marriage in 1840 was significant for strengthening ties between the British and German royal families and for its impact on European dynastic succession. Meles Zenawi was elected Prime Minister of which African country in 1995? Ethiopia. Meles Zenawi served as the Prime Minister of Ethiopia from 1995 until his death in 2012. He was a prominent figure in African politics, known for his leadership in Ethiopia's post-Civil War reconstruction and his role in continental development initiatives. Zuniga, Escamillo, and Frasquita are characters from which opera? Carmen. Carmen is a renowned opera by French composer Georges Bizet, first performed in 1875. Set in southern Spain, it tells the tragic story of the fiery gypsy Carmen, featuring iconic characters like the bullfighter Escamillo and celebrated for its vibrant music and dramatic plot. What is the fiery liquid that flows from a volcano? Lava. Lava is molten rock that flows from a volcano during an eruption. Once it solidifies, it forms igneous rock, shaping new landforms and contributing to the Earth's geological processes. Who wrote the novel, Nicholas Nickleby? Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens was a renowned English novelist during the Victorian era, famous for his vivid portrayals of social issues. Nicholas Nickleby is one of his early major novels, published in 1838-39, which critiques the harsh conditions of Yorkshire boarding schools. What is the square root of 900? 30. The square root of a number is a value that, when multiplied by itself, gives the original number. In this case, 30 multiplied by 30 equals 900, making 30 the principal square root of 900. Love apple is another name for what? Tomato. The tomato, Solanum lycopersicum, was historically referred to as love apple, possibly due to its perceived aphrodisiac properties or its resemblance to apples combined with the Italian word pomodoro, golden apple. This common name reflects cultural perceptions of the fruit before its widespread acceptance as a food item. How many millimeters are there in 2.5 meters? 2500. The metric system is based on powers of 10, making unit conversions straightforward. 1 meter is equivalent to 1000 millimeters. Therefore, to convert meters to millimeters, one must multiply the value in meters by 1000. Water is made up of which two elements? Oxygen and hydrogen. Water is a chemical compound with the formula H2O, meaning each molecule of water consists of two hydrogen atoms bonded to one oxygen atom. This fundamental composition is crucial for understanding its physical and chemical properties, as well as its role in biological systems. Who wrote the 1898 book, The War of the Worlds? H. G. Wells. H. G. Wells, Herbert George Wells, was an English writer primarily remembered for his science fiction novels. The War of the Worlds, published in 1898, is a seminal work of science fiction, depicting an alien invasion of Earth and exploring themes of evolution, imperialism, and human resilience. Traditionally, a coven refers to a meeting of how many witches? 13. The term coven traditionally refers to a gathering of witches, with the number 13 often cited as a traditional or symbolic size. This association stems from historical folklore and occult traditions, reflecting cultural beliefs about witchcraft. Which Egyptian pharaoh was known as the Boy King? Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun was an ancient Egyptian pharaoh who ruled from approximately 1332 to 1323 BC, during the 18th dynasty. He is famously known as the Boy King, due to his accession to the throne at a young age, and his nearly intact tomb, discovered by Howard Carter in 1922, provided invaluable insights into ancient Egyptian life. Corriedale is a breed of which animal? Sheep. Corriedale is a dual-purpose breed of domestic sheep, known for both its high-quality wool and meat production. Developed in New Zealand and Australia in the late 19th century, it is a cross between Merino and Lincoln sheep. Winnipeg is the capital of which Canadian province? Manitoba. Winnipeg is the capital and largest city of the province of Manitoba, Canada. It is a major transportation hub, often referred to as the gateway to the West, and is known for its diverse economy and cultural institutions. Which year in the 1970s saw 3 popes? 1978. The year 1978 is historically significant in the Catholic Church for having 3 popes. Paul VI died in August, followed by the election of John Paul I, who died after only 33 days. His successor, John Paul II, was then elected in October, marking a unique period of rapid papal succession. In our solar system, which is the 5th planet from the Sun? Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and the largest planet in our solar system, with a mass more than 2.5 times that of all the other planets combined. It is a gas giant primarily composed of hydrogen and helium, known for its Great Red Spot, a persistent anticyclonic storm. A gourami is what type of creature? Fish. Gouramis are a family of freshwater ray-finned fish, native to Asia. They are known for their labyrinth organ, which allows them to breathe atmospheric oxygen in addition to using their gills, enabling them to survive in oxygen-poor waters. Robert Stephen Rintoul was the founding editor of which British magazine, first published in 1928? The Spectator. The Spectator is a prominent British weekly magazine, founded in 1828, not 1928 as in the question. This is a common factual correction in exams. Robert Stephen Rintoul was its founding editor, and it is known for its conservative political commentary and literary essays, making it one of the oldest continuously published magazines in the English language. In cooking, Senf is German for which condiment? Mustard. Senf is the German word for mustard, a widely used condiment made from the seeds of the mustard plant. It is a staple in German cuisine, often accompanying dishes like sausages, pretzels, and various meat preparations. Gimpo International Airport is located in which Asian city? Seoul. Gimpo International Airport is one of the two primary airports serving Seoul, the capital city of South Korea. While Incheon International Airport handles the majority of international traffic, Gimpo primarily serves domestic flights and a limited number of short-haul international routes to cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Shanghai. In food, numbers 140 to 149 are which color? Green. Numbers are codes for substances permitted to be used as food additives within the European Union. Specifically, numbers 140 to 149 refer to food colorings that impart a green hue, primarily derived from chlorophyll and its derivatives, used to enhance the visual appeal of food products. Which is the largest city in Scotland by population? Glasgow. Glasgow is the most populous city in Scotland and the fourth most populous in the United Kingdom. Situated on the River Clyde, it is a major industrial, commercial, and cultural centre with a rich history as a port city. What are hinge, saddle, pivot, and gliding all types of in the human body? Joint. These terms classify different types of synovial joints, which are crucial for human movement. Each joint type, like the hinge joint in the elbow or pivot joint in the neck, allows specific ranges and directions of motion, facilitating various physical activities. What is the capital city of the U.S. state of Minnesota? St. Paul. St. Paul is the capital of the U.S. state of Minnesota, forming the core of the Minneapolis-St. Paul metropolitan area, often referred to as the Twin Cities. It is located on the east bank of the Mississippi River and serves as a major economic and cultural center in the Midwest. What type of foodstuff is lap? Cheese. Lap is a type of semi-hard, yellowish-white cheese produced in Finland, often used in sandwiches and cooking. It is a significant dairy product in Finnish cuisine and part of its agricultural economy. In which decade of the 20th century did Edmund Hillary reach the summit of Mount Everest? 1950s, specifically 1953. Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay Sherpa became the first confirmed climbers to reach the summit of Mount Everest on May 29, 1953. This historic achievement marked a milestone in mountaineering and human exploration. Amisepa varajane is a variety of which vegetable? Potato. Amisepa varajane is a specific variety of potato. Potatoes are a staple crop globally, known for their versatility and nutritional value, and agricultural science involves developing numerous such varieties to suit different climates and culinary uses. Which country is bordered by the Gaza Strip, Israel, Libya, and Sudan? Egypt. Egypt is strategically located in North Africa and the Middle East, sharing borders with multiple significant regions and countries including the Gaza Strip, Israel, Libya, and Sudan. Its geographical position makes it a crucial geopolitical player in the region. A bergamot is known as what type of fruit? Orange, a type of citrus fruit. Bergamot is a fragrant citrus fruit whose peel is primarily used to flavor Earl Grey tea and various perfumes. It is botanically classified as a type of orange, specifically Citrus bergamea, with its origins primarily in Calabria, Italy. In humans, ciguatera is an illness caused by eating contaminated what? Fish. Ciguatera fish poisoning is an illness caused by eating fish that have accumulated ciguatoxins produced by microalgae. These toxins bioaccumulate up the food chain, affecting large predatory reef fish and posing a public health risk in tropical and subtropical regions. Which is the only planet in our solar system to have water in 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas? Earth. Earth is unique in our solar system for having surface temperatures and atmospheric pressure that allow water to exist simultaneously as solid ice, liquid water, and gaseous water vapor. This hydrological cycle is fundamental to sustaining life on the planet and supporting its diverse ecosystems. Hals is German for which part of the body? Neck. Hals is the German word for neck. This type of linguistic fact, relating to basic anatomical terms in major European languages, is often considered general academic knowledge and can feature in diverse competitive examinations. The majority of the Amazon rainforest is contained within which country? Brazil. The Amazon rainforest, the world's largest tropical rainforest, covers a vast area across 9 South American countries. Brazil contains the largest portion, approximately 60% of its total area, making it a critical region for global biodiversity and climate regulation. What is the name of the US electric car manufacturer, founded in 2003, whose cars include the Model S and the Model X? Tesla Motors Inc. Tesla Motors Inc., founded in 2003 by entrepreneurs including Elon Musk, is an American electric vehicle and clean energy company. It has played a pivotal role in popularizing electric vehicles globally, leading innovation in battery technology, autonomous driving, and sustainable energy solutions. The English city of Sheffield lies on which river? River Sheaf. Sheffield, a major industrial city in South Yorkshire, England, derives its name from the River Sheaf. This river, along with the River Don and others, was historically crucial for powering the city's famous steel and cutlery industries. What is the capital of Kuwait? Kuwait City. Kuwait City is the capital and largest city of the state of Kuwait, a sovereign Arab state located at the northern tip of the Persian Gulf. It serves as the country's political, cultural, and economic hub, housing the parliament, most government ministries, and the headquarters of many Kuwaiti corporations. Galanthus nivalis is the Latin name for which garden flower? Snowdrop. Galanthus nivalis is the scientific, Latin, name for the common snowdrop, a well-known genus of bulbous perennial herbaceous plants. These plants are celebrated for their delicate, bell-shaped white flowers, which are among the first to emerge, often through snow, signaling the arrival of late winter or early spring. Which European capital city lies on the river Vistula? Warsaw. Warsaw, the capital of Poland, is strategically located on the Vistula River, which is the longest river in Poland. This river has played a crucial role in the city's historical development and trade, serving as a vital waterway for transport and commerce. Siderodromophobia is the irrational fear of which mode of transport? Trains. Siderodromophobia is the specific phobia characterized by an intense and irrational fear of trains or train travel. Phobias are a type of anxiety disorder, and they are typically characterized by an unreasonable or exaggerated fear of a specific object or situation. Who was US President during the Cuban Missile Crisis? John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was the US President during the Cuban Missile Crisis in October 1962, a critical Cold War confrontation. This 13-day standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union brought the world to the brink of nuclear war over the presence of Soviet missiles in Cuba. A TT is what type of animal? Monkey. A TT is a type of New World monkey, primarily found in South America. These arboreal primates are known for their monogamous social structures and their distinctive vocalizations, which are used for communication within their groups and for territorial defense. A classical guitar is popularly referred to as what nationality? Spanish. The classical guitar is often referred to as a Spanish guitar, due to its historical development and strong association with Spanish music traditions. Its design, with nylon strings and a wider fretboard, evolved significantly in Spain and became central to flamenco and classical Spanish compositions. At which field was Richard III's final battle? Bosworth. Richard III's final battle was fought at Bosworth Field on August 22, 1485, marking a decisive moment in the Wars of the Roses. This battle resulted in Richard III's death and the ascent of Henry VII, establishing the Tudor dynasty and ending the Plantagenet rule. Name the USSR world-beating 1959-76 moon program, craft. Luna. The Luna program was a series of robotic spacecraft missions launched by the Soviet Union between 1959 and 1976. These missions were designed to explore the moon, achieving several historic firsts, including the first spacecraft to impact the moon, the first to photograph the far side, and the first successful lunar soft landing. What was Ho Chi Minh City in South Vietnam called before 1976? Saigon. Ho Chi Minh City was formerly known as Saigon, serving as the capital of the French Protectorate of Cochinchina and later of South Vietnam. Its name was changed in 1976 after the fall of Saigon and the reunification of Vietnam, in honor of the revolutionary leader Ho Chi Minh. The moss sphagnum produces what traditional ancient fuel? Peat. Sphagnum moss is a common component of peat bogs, where its slow decomposition under anaerobic and acidic conditions leads to the formation of peat. Peat is an accumulation of partially decayed vegetation and is widely used as an ancient traditional fuel source, particularly in regions like Ireland and Scotland. The Mossbauer effect refers to which sort of radiation? Gamma. The Mossbauer effect, discovered by Rudolf Mossbauer, involves the resonant and recoil-free emission and absorption of gamma radiation by atomic nuclei bound in a solid. This phenomenon is crucial in physics for high-resolution spectroscopy and studying hyperfine interactions, earning Mossbauer a Nobel Prize in Physics. The mountain ash, Sorbus ochperea, and its berry is called what? Rowan. The mountain ash, scientifically known as Sorbus ochperea, is commonly referred to as the rowan tree. Its distinctive bright red or orange berries, which are technically pomes, are also called rowan berries and are known for their traditional uses in jellies, wines, and as a food source for birds. Which country originated the motor scooter? Italy. Italy is widely credited with originating the modern motor scooter, particularly with the development of the iconic Vespa by Piaggio in 1946. Designed for affordable personal transport, the motor scooter quickly became popular globally for its compact size, ease of use, and fuel efficiency. A mouflon is a Corsican wild species of what domesticated creature? Sheep. The mouflon is a wild species of sheep found in the mountainous regions of Corsica and Sardinia, and is considered one of the ancestors of all modern domestic sheep breeds. Known for its distinctive curved horns, the mouflon is an important species for understanding the evolutionary history of sheep. The nymph Daphne became a laurel tree escaping which Greek god? Apollo. In Greek mythology, the nymph Daphne was transformed into a laurel tree to escape the relentless pursuit of the god Apollo, who had been struck by Cupid's arrow. Apollo, in his grief, declared the laurel his sacred plant, and its leaves became a symbol of honor and poetic achievement. René Descartes' quote, "Cogito ergo sum," means what in English? I think, therefore I am. Cogito, ergo sum, is a foundational philosophical proposition by René Descartes, meaning, I think, therefore I am. This statement expresses Descartes' central idea that the very act of doubting one's own existence proves that an I, or a consciousness must exist to do the thinking. Crown derby is what sort of antique? Porcelain. Crown derby refers to a prestigious type of porcelain produced by the Royal Crown Derby Porcelain Company, one of England's oldest and most renowned manufacturers. Established in 1750, its porcelain is highly valued by collectors for its exquisite craftsmanship, intricate designs, and historical significance. The removal of salt from brine to produce fresh water is commonly named what? Desalination. Desalination is the process of removing salt and other minerals from saline water, typically seawater or brackish water, to produce fresh water suitable for human consumption or irrigation. This technology is crucial in arid regions facing water scarcity, although it is energy intensive and can have environmental impacts. What was the German World War II Air Force called? Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffe was the aerial warfare branch of the German Wehrmacht during World War II. It played a crucial role in the blitzkrieg tactics and air superiority efforts, especially during the early phases of the war. To what color is the human eye most sensitive? Green. The human eye is most sensitive to green light, around 555 nanometers, because this wavelength falls near the peak sensitivity of the photopic vision system, which uses cone cells. This sensitivity is optimized for daylight conditions, allowing for optimal visual acuity. What marten, Martes zibellina, was a prized fur and erroneously a fine paintbrush? Sable. The sable, Martes zibellina, is a species of marten highly valued for its dense, soft fur, which was historically prized in the fur trade. Its fine hair was also used to make high-quality artists' brushes, though true, sable brushes are often made from Kolinsky hair, a type of Siberian weasel. What orange, black and white creature is Vanessa Cardway? Painted lady, butterfly. Vanessa Cardway is the scientific name for the painted lady butterfly, one of the most widespread butterfly species globally, found on every continent except Antarctica and South America. Known for its distinct orange, black, and white markings, it undertakes extensive migratory journeys. Galilean, Keplerian, Newtonian and Cassegrain are types of what instrument? Telescope. Galilean, Keplerian, Newtonian, and Cassegrain refer to different optical designs or historical developments of the telescope. These designs, named after their inventors or key contributors, represent significant advancements in the field of observational astronomy and optics. What ancient rulers wore a double crown symbolizing their joined upper and lower lands? Pharaohs. Ancient Egyptian pharaohs wore a double crown, known as the peas chained, which combined the head jet, white crown of Upper Egypt, and the dere, red crown of Lower Egypt. This composite crown symbolically represented the pharaoh's complete sovereignty over both unified regions of Egypt. What type of lens bends parallel rays inwards, convex or concave? Convex. A convex lens is a converging lens, meaning it is thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges. When parallel rays of light pass through a convex lens, they are refracted and converge at a single focal point, bending inwards. Mumps can spread, rarely, where in adult males, with permanent procreational effect. Testicles. In adult males, mumps can, though rarely, lead to orchitis, an inflammation of the testicles. This complication can cause permanent damage to the reproductive organs, potentially affecting fertility or procreational ability. The arbalist is a medieval more powerful developed version of which weapon? Crossbow. The arbalist, also known as arbalist, was an advanced and more powerful variant of the medieval crossbow. Featuring a heavier projectile and often employing a cranking mechanism to draw the bowstring, it offered greater penetration power compared to simpler crossbows. What mineral led to the founding of Johannesburg, South Africa, in 1886? Gold. The discovery of vast gold deposits on the Witwatersrand in 1886 triggered a major gold rush, leading to the rapid establishment and growth of Johannesburg. This event profoundly shaped South Africa's economic and social landscape. In the greenhouse effect, what invisible energy form is radiated and absorbed after sunlight reaches the Earth's surface? Infrared radiation. In the greenhouse effect, the Earth's surface absorbs solar radiation and re-emits it as long-wavelength infrared radiation. Greenhouse gases in the atmosphere then absorb this infrared radiation, trapping heat and warming the planet. Which metallic element, with the symbol HF, is named after the Latin word for Copenhagen, its place of discovery? Hafnium. Hafnium, HF, atomic number 72, was discovered in 1923 by Dirk Koster and George de Havesy at the University of Copenhagen. Its name is derived from Hafnia, the Latin word for Copenhagen, honoring its place of origin. The Cyclades are an island group located in the eastern part of which nation? Greece. The Cyclades are an archipelago in the Aegean Sea, southeast of mainland Greece, comprising numerous islands like Mykonos and Santorini. They are a significant geographical and cultural region of Greece. Which district of Manhattan is named after a Dutch city renowned for its bulb trade? Harlem. Harlem, a prominent neighborhood in New York City's Manhattan borough, was originally settled by the Dutch in 1658 and named New Harlem after the city of Haarlem in the Netherlands. This reflects the historical Dutch colonial influence in the region. Which chemical element, with the symbol Cu, is named after the island of Cyprus? Copper. The name for the element copper, Cu, originates from the Latin term cuprum, which means metal of Cyprus. This etymological link highlights the historical significance of Cyprus as a major source of copper in antiquity. Insurgents from which nation participated in the Easter Rising of 1916? Ireland. The Easter Rising was a significant armed rebellion by Irish Republicans in April 1916, aiming to end British rule in Ireland. Though initially unsuccessful, it is considered a pivotal moment in the struggle for Irish independence. Into what gas does a star's central hydrogen typically convert, leading to its evolution into a red giant? Helium. A red giant star forms when a star exhausts the hydrogen fuel in its core, which then contracts and heats up, leading to hydrogen fusion in a shell surrounding the core. This process causes the star's outer layers to expand significantly and cool, transforming it into a red giant, with helium accumulating in the core. Refraction refers to the change in direction of which of the following: sound, radiation, a river, or a missile? Radiation. Refraction is the phenomenon where a wave, such as light or sound, changes its direction as it passes from one medium to another, due to a change in its speed. This principle is fundamental in optics and wave physics. What was the first name of Irish author Bram Stoker? Abraham. Bram Stoker is a renowned Irish author, best known for his 1897 Gothic horror novel, Dracula. His full name was Abraham Stoker, and he worked as a civil servant before gaining international fame as a writer. Which British politician was dubbed Big Beast by the press, and was also known for his fondness for hush puppies? Kenneth Clarke. Kenneth Clarke is a prominent British Conservative politician who served as Chancellor of the Exchequer and Home Secretary. Known for his pro-European views and distinctive casual footwear, he was often referred to as a big beast of politics due to his significant influence and long tenure. What is the name of the paranoid android in the novel, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, by Douglas Adams? Marwan. Marwan, the paranoid android, is a memorable character from Douglas Adams' comedic science fiction series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Built by the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation, he is known for his immense intelligence and chronic depression, making him one of the most beloved and melancholic robots in fiction. What in the Sun is a 1959 play by Lorraine Hansberry? Raisin. A Raisin in the Sun is a seminal 1959 play by American playwright Lorraine Hansberry, renowned for its depiction of racial segregation in Chicago. The title is derived from a line in Langston Hughes' poem, Harlem, questioning what happens to a dream deferred. It was the first play by an African American woman to be produced on Broadway. What type of animal is a macaque? Monkey. Macaques are a genus of Old World monkeys native to Asia, North Africa, and Gibraltar. They are known for their complex social structures and intelligence, with species like the rhesus macaque being significant in medical research. Coulrophobia is the fear of what type of people? Clowns. Coulrophobia is the specific phobia characterized by an intense and irrational fear of clowns. Individuals with this phobia may experience severe anxiety, panic attacks, or other physical symptoms when encountering clowns or their images. In March 1990, who was elected as the first ever president of the Soviet Union? Mikhail Gorbachev. Mikhail Gorbachev was elected as the first and only president of the Soviet Union in March 1990, a new executive position established during his reforms. His leadership and policies of glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring, were pivotal in the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. The resort island of Boracay forms part of which country? Philippines. Boracay is a small, world-renowned resort island in the Philippines, famous for its white sand beaches and clear waters. It is located in the western Visayas region, approximately 315 kilometers south of Manila, and is a significant tourist destination contributing to the country's economy. What is the name of the medal known internationally as the Animals Victoria Cross? The PDSA Dickon Medal. The PDSA Dickon Medal is a prestigious animal bravery award, instituted in 1943 in the United Kingdom by Maria Dickon, founder of the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, PDSA. It is awarded to animals that have displayed conspicuous gallantry and devotion to duty while serving with the armed forces or civil emergency services, recognizing their exceptional contributions. Aurora, Chandler, Legacy and Reka are all varieties of which fruit? Blueberry. Aurora, Chandler, Legacy, and Reka are prominent varieties of blueberries, a fruit known for its high antioxidant content and health benefits. These different cultivars are developed to thrive in various climates and offer unique characteristics regarding flavor, size, and ripening season, optimizing agricultural production. Which English city is known as the Faithful City? Worcester. Worcester, an English city and the administrative centre of Worcestershire, is famously known as the Faithful City. This nickname originates from the English Civil War in the 17th century, when the city demonstrated unwavering loyalty to King Charles I. Emetophobia is the irrational fear of which bodily function? Vomiting. Emetophobia is a specific phobia characterized by an intense, irrational fear of vomiting, seeing vomit, or feeling nauseous. This condition can significantly impact an individual's quality of life, leading to avoidance behaviors, anxiety, and distress in situations where they might encounter or experience vomiting. Spokes, ribs, rim row and lashing are all terms used in which handicraft? Basket weaving. Basket weaving is an ancient craft involving the interlacing of pliable materials like reeds, grasses, or fibers to create utilitarian or decorative objects. Spokes, ribs, rim row, and lashing refer to specific structural elements and techniques essential for constructing and finishing a basket. The cultivation of which crop was banned in France in 1748 because it was thought to cause leprosy? Potato. The potato, introduced to Europe from the Americas, faced initial skepticism and resistance in various countries. In France, it was banned in 1748 due to unfounded beliefs that its consumption caused diseases, including leprosy. Who was pejoratively referred to as that Austrian corporal? Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, the leader of Nazi Germany, was often disparaged as that Austrian corporal, due to his Austrian origins and relatively low rank in the German army during World War I. This epithet highlighted attempts to undermine his authority and legitimacy. In which country was J.R.R. Tolkien born? South Africa. J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, was born in Bloemfontein, South Africa, on January 3, 1892. His early experiences in South Africa influenced his later writings and world-building. In which country was Mother Teresa born? Macedonia. Mother Teresa, renowned for her humanitarian work, was born in Skopje, Macedonia, present-day North Macedonia, in 1910. She later founded the Missionaries of Charity in Calcutta, India. By what name was the 1918 pandemic known? Spanish flu. The 1918 influenza pandemic, commonly known as the Spanish flu, was an unusually deadly global pandemic caused by the H1N1 influenza virus. It infected an estimated 500 million people worldwide and killed an estimated 20 to 50 million victims. Who was the last woman to be executed for murder in the UK? Ruth Ellis. Ruth Ellis was the last woman to be hanged in the United Kingdom. She was executed in 1955 for the murder of her lover, David Blakely. In which sport are the positions known as driver, bucket, hole, and point found? Water polo. Water polo is a team water sport played between two teams. The positions mentioned reflect specific roles and strategic placements within the team structure during the game. The mandible and maxilla constitute which anatomical structure? Jaw. The mandible is the lower jawbone, while the maxilla is the upper jawbone. Together, they form the bony structure of the jaw, essential for chewing, speech, and facial structure. Which standard unit of energy is defined as the work required to continuously produce 1 watt of power for 1 second? Joule. The joule, J, is the SI unit of energy. 1 joule is equivalent to the energy transferred to an object when a force of 1 Newton acts on that object in the direction of its motion through a distance of 1 meter, or the energy dissipated as heat when an electric current of 1 ampere passes through a resistance of 1 ohm for 1 second. In which year was the German battleship Bismarck sunk by the Royal Navy? 1941. The Bismarck, a formidable German battleship, was sunk in May 1941 during a naval battle in the Atlantic Ocean. The sinking of the Bismarck was a significant event in World War II, demonstrating the Royal Navy's dominance and impacting naval strategy. What term designates the expenses, currently £7.9 million per year, that are paid by the government for the maintenance of the royal households? Civil List. The Civil List was a fixed annual grant provided by the British Parliament to the monarch to fund official expenses related to the royal household and duties. It has since been replaced by the Sovereign Grant Act 2011. Which major European city derives its name from the local term for monks? Munich. The name Munich originates from the Old High German word, Muniching, meaning, by the monks. This refers to the Benedictine monks who founded the city in the 12th century. Which Canadian province comprises an island and a stretch of coastline, both of which share their name with a specific breed of dog? Newfoundland. Newfoundland and Labrador is a Canadian province consisting of the island of Newfoundland and a mainland portion, Labrador, both of which have lent their name to the Newfoundland dog breed. What commonality links the 1st, 3rd, 16th, and 26th Presidents of the United States of America? They are the faces on Mount Rushmore. George Washington, 1st, Thomas Jefferson, 3rd, Abraham Lincoln, 16th, and Theodore Roosevelt, 26th, are the 4 presidents depicted on Mount Rushmore, a monumental granite sculpture in South Dakota. What nationality was the inventor of the Rubik's Cube? Hungarian. Erno Rubik, a Hungarian sculptor and professor of architecture, invented the Rubik's Cube in 1974. Originally called the Magic Cube, it was renamed Rubik's Cube by Ideal Toys in 1980. Which general became the 18th U.S. president after leading the Union Army to victory in the Civil War? Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant served as the 18th President of the United States from 1869 to 1877, after leading the Union Army to victory during the American Civil War. His presidency was marked by Reconstruction efforts and attempts to combat corruption. Which U.S. general of WW11 had the nickname, Old Blood and Guts? General George Patton. General George S. Patton, a prominent U.S. Army general during World War II, earned the nickname Old Blood and Guts due to his aggressive leadership style and battlefield demeanor. He is best known for his command of the U.S. Third Army in the European theater. Which U.S. general, nicknamed Storman, was commander of the coalition forces in the Gulf War of 1991? General Norman Schwarzkopf. General Norman Schwarzkopf, known as Storman Norman, led the coalition forces during the Gulf War in 1991. His strategic leadership was instrumental in the successful liberation of Kuwait from Iraqi occupation. Which British submarine sunk the General Belgrano during the Falklands War in 1982? HMS Conqueror. The HMS Conqueror, a British nuclear-powered submarine, sank the General Belgrano, an Argentine Navy cruiser, during the Falklands War in 1982. This controversial action resulted in significant loss of life and remains a contentious issue in the history of the conflict. Who served as the General Secretary of the Transport and General Workers Union from 1992 to 2003, and distinguished himself as the first black leader of a British trade union? Bill Morris. Bill Morris's leadership of the Transport and General Workers Union marked a significant moment in British trade union history, representing a step towards greater diversity and inclusion within the labour movement. His tenure saw him champion workers' rights and navigate a period of considerable industrial change. Prior to its establishment in 1970 as the General Synod, by what designation was the legislative body of the Church of England known? The Church Assembly. The General Synod replaced the Church Assembly in 1970 as the legislative body of the Church of England. This change reflected a desire for a more representative and effective decision-making process within the Church. Which cheese variety holds the distinction of being the most popular in terms of both production and consumption in Greece? Feta. Feta is a brimmed curd cheese traditionally made from sheep's milk or a mixture of sheep and goat's milk. It is a staple of Greek cuisine and a protected designation of origin, PDO, product within the European Union. What is the distinguishing characteristic of the milk used in the production of Roquefort cheese? It is derived from sheep. Roquefort is a blue cheese from southern France, and its unique flavor profile is due to the use of sheep's milk and the specific Penicillium roqueforti mold used during its aging process in the caves of Roquefort-sur-Saône zone. The cheese has a protected designation of origin. Who succeeded Saint Peter as the second pope of the Catholic Church? Pope Linus. Linus served as the Bishop of Rome, succeeding Saint Peter, during the 1st century AD. His pontificate is generally dated from approximately 67 AD to 79 AD. What is the birth name of Pope Benedict XVI? Joseph Ratzinger. Joseph Ratzinger, later Pope Benedict XVI, was born in Bavaria, Germany. He served as Pope from 2005 until his resignation in 2013. In which region of Germany was Pope Benedict XVI born and raised? Bavaria. Bavaria is a state in southeastern Germany known for its distinct culture, Catholic heritage, and historical significance. It is also known for its economic strength and contributions to German politics. Which pope is credited with commissioning the Gregorian calendar? Pope Gregory XIII. Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar in 1582 as a reform of the Julian calendar. This calendar is the most widely used civil calendar today. Who held the papacy during the Second World War? Pius XII. Pius XII served as Pope from 1939 to 1958, a period encompassing World War II. His actions and silence during the Holocaust have been subjects of historical debate. What is the name of the only English Pope? Adrian IV. Adrian IV, circa 1100 to 1159, was the only Englishman to have held the papacy. He reigned from 1154 to his death. Which Pope excommunicated Henry VIII? Pope Clement VII. Pope Clement VII's refusal to annul Henry VIII's marriage to Catherine of Aragon led to the English Reformation. Henry VIII was excommunicated in 1533, marking a significant turning point in religious history. Who was the last pope to resign? Pope Gregory XII. Pope Gregory XII resigned in 1415 to help resolve the Western Schism. His resignation facilitated the election of a new, universally recognized pope, ending a period of division within the Catholic Church. When looking at a list of popes, you will sometimes see the letters OSB following a name. What does this mean? Order of Saint Benedict. The Order of Saint Benedict, OSB, is a monastic religious order of the Catholic Church following the rule of Saint Benedict. Popes who were members of this order are identified using the OSB designation. How many lions guard Nelson's column? 4. 4 bronze lions, sculpted by Sir Edwin Landseer, surround the base of Nelson's column in Trafalgar Square, London. These iconic sculptures are a prominent feature of this famous landmark. What starts at 21:53 every night? The Ceremony of the Keys at the Tower of London. The Ceremony of the Keys is a traditional locking up ritual that has taken place at the Tower of London for over 700 years. It involves the chief warder locking the main gates of the tower and delivering the keys to the resident governor. Whom did Michael Fagan famously encounter in her private chambers at Buckingham Palace in July 1982? The Queen. Michael Fagan's intrusion into Buckingham Palace and the Queen's bedroom in 1982 raised significant security concerns. This incident led to a review of royal security protocols. The four horsemen of the apocalypse, described in the book of Revelation, represent death, war, famine, and conquest. By what name is conquest more commonly known in modern times? Pestilence. The four horsemen of the apocalypse are allegorical figures in the book of Revelation, each representing a different facet of the end times. Conquest, often interpreted as pestilence in modern contexts, symbolizes the spread of disease and suffering. In which year was the Six-Day War fought between Israel, Egypt, Syria, and Jordan? 1967. The Six-Day War was a brief but decisive conflict fought in June 1967 between Israel and its Arab neighbors. It resulted in significant territorial gains for Israel, including the West Bank, Gaza Strip, Golan Heights, and Sinai Peninsula. Who served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1970 to 1974? Edward Heath. Edward Heath served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1970 to 1974. His tenure saw Britain joining the European Economic Community, EEC, in 1973. Which American, considered the most prolific inventor of his time holding 1,093 patents in his name, was known as the Wizard of Menlo Park? Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison, 1847 to 1931, was an American inventor and businessman. He is credited with developing many devices that greatly influenced life around the world, including the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and the practical electric light bulb. What was the name of the Russian short story writer, playwright and physician, considered to be one of the greatest short story writers in the history of world literature? Anton Chekhov. Anton Chekhov, 1860 to 1904, was a Russian playwright and short story writer. He is considered to be among the greatest writers of short fiction in history, known for his use of subtext and complex characters. What was the name of the American pediatrician whose book Baby and Child Care was published in 1946? Benjamin Spock. Dr. Benjamin Spock, 1903 to 1998, was an American pediatrician whose book, Baby and Child Care *, became one of the best-selling books of the 20th century. It revolutionized parenting by advising parents to trust their instincts and to be affectionate with their children. Who was the Roman god of fire? Vulcan. Vulcan was the Roman god of fire, metalworking, and the forge. He is often associated with volcanoes and is the Roman equivalent of the Greek god Hephaestus. Where are you most likely to see a flying buttress? In a Gothic church or cathedral, to keep the walls upright. Flying buttresses are an architectural feature characteristic of Gothic cathedrals. These structures transfer the thrust of the roof and walls to external supports, allowing for taller and thinner walls with larger windows. What is the correct name for the flying lady ornament on a Rolls-Royce radiator? The Spirit of Ecstasy. The Spirit of Ecstasy is the official name of the hood ornament adorning Rolls-Royce automobiles. Designed by Charles Sykes, it was first used in 1911 and has become a symbol of luxury and elegance. The Flying Wallendas were a circus act and daredevil stunt performers with Barnum and Bailey for 40 years, and Karl Wallenda was known for high-wire performances. From which country did they originate? Germany. The Flying Wallendas are a family of daredevil circus performers known for their high-wire acts, without a safety net. They originated in Germany. What is the collective noun for a group of jellyfish? Jellyfish. A group of jellyfish is referred to as a smack. Collective nouns are specific terms used to denote a gathering of particular animals or objects. Which organ of the human body is affected by hepatitis? Liver. Hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver, usually caused by a viral infection, but also sometimes by toxic substances, alcohol, certain medications, and certain medical conditions. The condition can be acute or chronic. What is the fastest growing type of tissue on any mammal, and can grow at a rate of up to 1 inch per day? Reindeer antlers. Reindeer antlers are the fastest growing mammalian tissue, capable of growing at a rate of up to 1 inch per day. This rapid growth is driven by a unique combination of hormones and cellular activity. How many muscles are present within a human finger? None. Human fingers do not contain muscles. Movement is controlled by tendons connected to muscles in the palm and forearm. What is the third largest planet, by radius, in the solar system? Uranus. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun and the third largest planet in the solar system by radius. It is an ice giant and has a faint ring system. Where on the human body is the skin the thinnest? Eyelids. The skin on the eyelids is the thinnest skin on the human body, making it susceptible to wrinkling and damage. This area requires gentle care. What is the more commonly used term for the medical condition known as diplopia? Double vision. Diplopia, commonly known as double vision, is a condition where a person perceives two images of a single object. It can be caused by various underlying medical issues. Which individual holds the distinction of being the only Prime Minister to have served 4 terms in office? William Gladstone. William Ewart Gladstone served as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom for 4 non-consecutive terms. His political career spanned over 6 decades. Who was the first Prime Minister of Great Britain? Robert Walpole. Sir Robert Walpole is generally regarded as the first Prime Minister of Great Britain. He served from 1721 to 1742 and is credited with establishing the role and its conventions. Who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom at the time of the Profumo affair? Harold Macmillan. The Profumo affair was a British political scandal in 1963 involving Secretary of State for War John Profumo and a 19-year-old model, Christine Keeler. Harold Macmillan was Prime Minister during this period, and the scandal significantly damaged his government's reputation. Who is the only Prime Minister of the United Kingdom to have been assassinated? Spencer Perceval. Spencer Perceval served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1809 until his assassination in 1812. He was shot by John Bellingham in the House of Commons lobby, making him the only British Prime Minister to have been assassinated. Who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom at the outbreak of the First World War? Herbert Asquith. Herbert Asquith, leader of the Liberal Party, served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom at the onset of World War I in 1914. His government made the crucial decision to enter the war following Germany's invasion of Belgium. Name the first Tory and Labour Prime Ministers of the United Kingdom. The Earl of Bute and Ramsay MacDonald. John Stuart, 3rd Earl of Bute, is generally considered the first Tory Prime Minister, holding office from 1762 to 1763. James Ramsay MacDonald was the first Labour Prime Minister, serving briefly in 1924 and then again from 1929 to 1935. In the context of government publications, what is the purpose of a white paper? To present facts, to educate, and to assist ministers in making informed decisions. A white paper is an authoritative report issued by a government or other organization. Its purpose is to present facts, inform stakeholders, and guide policy decisions. How many quires constitute a ream of paper? 20. A quire is a collection of 25 sheets of paper. 20 quires are traditionally bundled together to form a ream, totaling 500 sheets. Haggis is considered a national delicacy of which country? Scotland. Haggis is a traditional Scottish dish containing sheep's pluck, heart, liver, and lungs, minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, and stock, and cooked inside the animal's stomach. It is a symbol of Scottish culture. Madeira wine is a fortified wine produced in which country? Portugal. Madeira wine is a fortified wine made in the Madeira Islands of Portugal. It is known for its unique production process involving heating the wine, which contributes to its distinct flavor profile. In which country did chop suey originate? USA. Chop suey is a dish believed to have originated in the United States, often associated with Chinese American cuisine. It typically consists of stir-fried meat or seafood with vegetables, served with rice. Stella Artois beer originates from which country? Belgium. Stella Artois is a Belgian Pilsner beer first brewed in Leuven, Belgium. It is one of the world's best-selling beers and is associated with Belgian brewing traditions. Who is considered the first woman in the Bible according to Judeo-Christian tradition? Eve. In the book of Genesis, Eve is the first woman, created by God from Adam's rib. Her story is fundamental to the narratives of creation and the fall of man in Abrahamic religions. Who was the first female governor of Alaska? Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin served as the governor of Alaska from 2006 to 2009. She was the first woman to hold the office in the state's history. The Edward and Mrs. Simpson affair rocked the world in 1936. What was the first name of Mrs. Simpson? Wallace. Wallace Simpson was an American socialite whose relationship with King Edward VIII led to his abdication in 1936. The king chose to abdicate the throne rather than end his relationship with Wallace, creating a constitutional crisis. Which U.S. president was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was assassinated by actor John Wilkes Booth on April 14, 1865, at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. His assassination occurred shortly after the end of the Civil War. Who was assassinated on the Ides of March? Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, a Roman general and statesman, was assassinated on the Ides of March, March 15, in 44 BC by a group of Roman senators. This event marked a turning point in Roman history. Which ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan was assassinated in December 2007? Benazir Bhutto. Benazir Bhutto, a prominent Pakistani politician and former Prime Minister, was assassinated on December 27, 2007, in Rawalpindi, Pakistan. Her assassination had a significant impact on Pakistani politics. Which war hero and escapee from Colditz was assassinated in 1979? Harry Neve. Harry Neve was a British Conservative politician and World War II hero who escaped from Colditz Castle. He was assassinated by the Irish National Liberation Army, INLA, in 1979. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria precipitated what cataclysmic world event? The First World War. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914, triggered a chain of events that led to the outbreak of World War I. This conflict involved the Central Powers and the Allied Powers, reshaping the global political landscape. Andrei Lugovoy is wanted by British police on suspicion of perpetrating the murder of which individual? Alexander Litvinenko. Alexander Litvinenko, a former Russian FSB officer, died in London in 2006 after being poisoned with polonium-210. Andrei Lugovoy, a former KGB officer, is the primary suspect in the assassination, though Russia has refused to extradite him. In which American state did the gunfight at the OK Corral take place? Arizona. The gunfight at the OK Corral occurred on October 26, 1881, in Tombstone, Arizona. It was a famous shootout involving the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday against the Clayton-McClory gang, becoming a legendary event of the American Wild West. Which Native American tribe was led by Crazy Horse? Sioux. Crazy Horse was a prominent war leader of the Oglala Lakota, Sioux, tribe. He is known for his courage and skill in battle, particularly during the Great Sioux War of 1876, including the Battle of Little Bighorn. What is the capital city of Jamaica? Kingston. Kingston is the capital and largest city of Jamaica, located on the southeastern coast of the island. It serves as the country's commercial, cultural, and industrial center. New York City comprises 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Staten Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and which other? Queens. New York City's 5 boroughs were consolidated into a single city in 1898. Each borough is coextensive with the respective county of New York State. What quantity constitutes a baker's dozen? 13. A baker's dozen is a group of 13 items. This term historically relates to avoiding penalties for short weight by bakers. By what name is number 617 Squadron of the Royal Air Force more commonly known? The Dambusters. Number 617 Squadron RAF, known as the Dambusters, was formed during World War II to attack German dams using Barnes-Wallis's bouncing bomb upkeep. What is the capital city of Latvia? Riga. Riga, the capital of Latvia, is located on the Baltic Sea at the mouth of the Daugava River. It is a major cultural, political, and economic center of the Baltic states. Who served as the British Prime Minister between 1880 and 1885? William Ewart Gladstone. William Ewart Gladstone, a prominent figure in British politics, served as Prime Minister 4 times, including his term from 1880 to 1885. His premiership was marked by significant reforms in policies, including Irish land reform and electoral reform. New York City comprises 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Richmond, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and which other? Queens. New York City's 5 boroughs are Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island, Richmond. Each borough functions as a separate county within New York State. Which European city boasts the highest mileage of canals globally? Birmingham. Birmingham, England, has more miles of canals than Venice. These canals played a crucial role in the city's industrial development during the 18th and 19th centuries. Which river predominantly demarcates the boundary between England and Scotland? Tweed. The River Tweed serves as a significant portion of the border separating England and Scotland, historically influencing regional identities and administrative divisions. In which European nation is the city of Strasbourg located? France. Strasbourg, a city with considerable historical and political significance, is situated in France. It is notably the formal seat of the European Parliament. What is the largest island within the Greek archipelago? Crete. Crete is the largest of the Greek islands, notable for its Minoan civilization and strategic location in the Mediterranean Sea. Its historical importance spans millennia, contributing significantly to the cultural heritage of the region. In which country is the region of Transylvania situated? Romania. Transylvania, a region famed for its history and folklore, is located within Romania. Its complex past involves various cultural influences and political affiliations, making it a region of historical significance. To which country do the Faroe Islands belong? Denmark. The Faroe Islands are an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. This archipelago maintains a unique cultural identity and enjoys significant self-governance under Danish sovereignty. The name of which European capital city originates from the conjoining of 2 towns situated on opposing banks of its principal river? Budapest. Budapest, the capital of Hungary, derives its name from the merging of Buda and Pest, 2 towns originally located on opposite sides of the Danube River. This unification reflects the city's historical and geographical development. The berries of which evergreen tree are utilized to flavor gin? Juniper. Gin is a spirit primarily flavored with juniper berries, derived from the juniper tree. These berries provide gin with its distinctive flavor profile and aromatic qualities. From which fruit is the French cordial syrup of grenadine derived? Pomegranate. Grenadine syrup is traditionally made from pomegranate juice, imparting a sweet and tart flavor profile. Pomegranates are known for their antioxidant properties and have been cultivated for thousands of years. Conjoined twins are also known as what? Siamese twins. Conjoined twins, also known as Siamese twins, are identical twins joined in utero. The term, Siamese twins, originates from Chang and Eng Bunker, conjoined brothers born in Siam, now Thailand, in the 19th century. What is the fourth book of the Old Testament? Numbers. The book of Numbers is the fourth book of the Hebrew Bible, detailing the Israelites' journey from Mount Sinai to the borders of Canaan. It contains a census of the people and various laws and narratives related to their wanderings in the wilderness. In 1982, who was the first poet to win a Pulitzer Prize posthumously? Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath received the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry posthumously in 1982 for The Collected Poems, solidifying her legacy as one of the most influential poets of the 20th century. Her work is known for its intensely personal and confessional style. In which year did a terrorist group kill 11 hostages at the Olympic Games? 1972. In 1972, during the Munich Olympic Games, a Palestinian terrorist group known as Black September took 11 Israeli athletes hostage. The subsequent rescue attempt failed, resulting in the death of all the hostages, 5 terrorists, and 1 police officer. Which influential German philosopher wrote, Being and Time? Martin Heidegger. Martin Heidegger's Being and Time, published in 1927, is a seminal work of 20th century philosophy. It explores fundamental questions about existence, being, and the nature of human experience within temporality, time.